Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to Counselor's Couch 101. I am Jim Stump, and if you care to send us an email, you can send it to counselorscouch101 at mail.com or leave a comment below. They're all appreciated. I'm wondering, most of us probably know people who seem to always be willing to help out other people, to help out their friends, to go the extra mile. If someone needs a couple of bucks, they just say, sure, here, how much you need. If they need a ride, they go pick them up. If they need, coffee and talk, they provide that. Usually they have very good listening skills and they'll spend a lot of time with folks and they'll listen to their issues and listen to their complaints and let them vent. Um, I would hope that all of us know people like this, probably know a lot of people like this. But you ever wonder what makes them into that kind of a person who cares about the feelings of others and the problems and the issues that other people are going through? What makes a person want to take the time to help someone else, particularly if they don't know them that well? Well, I have a theory. Scratch any caregiver and you're going to find an abused child. Someone who is in some way not looked after, someone who is abandoned, maybe not physically or financially, but maybe emotionally, right? We always talk about the lost child. Speaking to a very good lady the other day, and she said she came from a large family and she was one of the middle children. And so she was ignored. It's not that anything bad happened to her, nothing bad happened to her, but she was kind of left alone. There were other people to worry about and other things to do. There were so many folks around the house, a lot had to get done, and she was kind of left to the side. And she said she wasn't the only one. She said she had a sister who was close in age, and they both felt that way. And they both turned into people who are always taking care of other people. Part of it, I think, is that the early experience of being left alone and then to find their place within the group. We all want acceptance. We all want to be part of the bigger organization that's around us. So we'll find our way to fit in. And if they won't accept anything else from us, they will accept our ability, our willingness to go out and help other people accomplish the things that they want to accomplish. I think maybe that's where we learn it. Yeah, I'm one too. Um, we learn to take care of other people because that gives us a space. It gives us an identity within the group. But below all that, we're probably still wondering, when is it my turn? I've heard that from a great number of caregivers. They say, I do all these things for other people and I don't mind. I really enjoy it. I like being a friend. I like helping out. But when do I get something out of all of this? And I've known particularly ladies who will simply say, I went on strike. I just told my family I'm not going to do it anymore. One lady in particular, she was the eldest sibling, and she provided all the work for all the holidays the family had during the year. I'm talking about Christmas and New Year's, Halloween, Thanksgiving, birthdays, 4th of July, etc. Whatever came up, whenever there was a family gathering, she was the one who did all the work. And then at about the age of 35, she announced to her siblings, she said, I'm quitting. I'm not doing this anymore. If you want to have Thanksgiving this year, you guys got to figure it out. Now, these are grown adults with the skills and abilities all their own. They certainly could have done these things, but she had always taken care of it, and they had learned to rely on her. That's another aspect of this entire dynamic that goes on, is that when people keep giving care to other people, the people they give the care to learn to rely on it, right? They learn to expect it. They don't even think about it. They just think that's the way the world is. That's the way that the earth is. It's just a natural. It's a part of the way things are, and that's the way they live. They're not being evil. They're not taking advantage of you. They're not even noticing that you're not getting your needs met if you are the caregiver. Not being evil. They just don't know. And then when you scream and holler and complain, they say, what got into that woman? She must be having a bad day, like that. Take her out for a drink or something, calm her down. But that's not it. The thing that will help is for someone to acknowledge. Oftentimes, caregivers say, I don't want them to do anything. I just want them to say thanks once in a while. I want them to call up or send me a card or come by and say, look, you know, I really appreciate all that you do for me. If you ever need anything, let me know. Now, here's another part of this little issue that I'm talking about. I've heard um, from several caregivers, and I did this too. I told people I talked to, I said, you know, I had a big sister when I was growing up, and she really took care of us. She was the surrogate parent, and not that the parents were not there or anything. It's just that they were working. Both parents were working, and so the person in the house was my older sister all the time. At times she was bossy, and she made rules and she told us what to do and etc. But she did a lot more taking care of us than she did bossing us around. When I got to be an adult, I called her up one day and I thanked her because I had gotten to the point where I could recognize what she had done for me and for all the rest of us, and I thanked her. And she just sort of got quiet. She said, wow, no one's ever thanked me before. And I heard that same story from other caregivers. They said, my brother called me too. He thanked me when we grew up. So hopefully there's someone in the caregiver's life who recognizes, maybe after the fact or maybe while it's still going on, all the things that caregivers do, right? They help us get along, usually mentally and emotionally more than anything else in life. They just support us and encourage us and tell us not to worry about things and let us vent when we need to. And what they really want is for someone to acknowledge that they did it, and every once in a while return the favor and like that. I'm wondering, so folks, here's the deal coming up on the holidays and all that. Do you have a caregiver in your life, right? Do you have folks who have gone out of their way to help you and support you emotionally through the years? Have you ever thanked them for it? It's just a thought. Maybe we should do some of that this holiday season coming up, right? Think of the people who have gone out of their way to be there for us when we needed them, right? And think of some way we can tell them thanks for all that. Not only will they feel better, but you'll probably feel better too. It's a season for giving, folks. Why don't we give some thanks? Just a thought. Thanks for stopping by. I look forward to talking with you next time.